Oh, hey, that is a sick guess. I'm learning. What is going on, guys? It is Zigzag here, and welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we're doing one of my favorite series on the channel, and that is playing on fan-made maps. These ones are made to be very difficult. You guys can submit them inside my Discord, and now I'm thinking of making a priority queue for channel members when I launch channel membership soon. So definitely have a chat to me in the comments about what you want that to look like. But let's play the 5 maps that we have for today. First one is Zigzag Challenge Map by Parikhim, or however you pronounce it, Parikhim. And we have an urban world, apparently, with quite disparate scores here. So it should be interesting to see what's going on in here. We go 1 minute per round, and we allow panning and zooming. Okay, let's go for it, and see how we can go here. So this one is looking to be unofficial coverage, okay. A bit of language here. Looks like it says church there, maybe. But apart, well, it seems like we do have maybe a combination of Latin alphabet and Russian alphabet, Cyrillic, I think. Let's see what it says here. Abai. Interesting. So I feel like this is like a touristy kind of spot where maybe a lot of people speak Russian as well. So I remember seeing a something when I was looking in Cyprus recently that had like a combination of, you know, Latin and Cyrillic. So I was thinking maybe Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, something like that. As for the architecture, it feels quite European, doesn't it? So I kind of like Cyprus here, something like this. Just picking a city somewhere in Cyprus. The thing is, we don't have any Greek alphabet, so... But neither do we have any of these alphabets either, so I'm not really sure here. I'm just going to go for Cyprus, we shall see. And, okay, not terrible. It was Azerbaijan in Baku, so that is rather unfortunate. Didn't realize that they actually use Latin. Oh, no, they don't always use Latin alphabet, apparently, here, so... Interesting. I don't really know what the story is there. We don't pull a terrible score, and I was kind of on the right track, so not a bad start. But this one is an urban world, so I feel like we can pick up some more points in this one for sure. Anyway, we have long white number plates here. Some kind of a wooden or concrete pole. Couldn't quite tell with that. Okay, so Pacifique. So I wonder if that's referring to like being a pacifist, or if it's referring to the Pacific Ocean. So I mean, like, New Caledonia springs to mind as a French-speaking place. This is pretty mountainous as well. Oh yeah, this looks like a French-speaking country, not only because of the French language, but because of these road markings look quite French to me. So would we have any bay like this in New Caledonia? Maybe if we were in the capital city, Nomia. Otherwise, I guess like French Polynesia could be a possibility. It is also mountainous, so it's one of the two. I think I prefer New Caledonia, but it could easily be, it could be that we take the wrong 50-50 twice in a row. And no, it's good. We are indeed in the capital of New Caledonia here, which is pretty cool. So a nice score. So really nice indeed. This one looks European, obviously. Blue strips on the plates? It seems like there might be. Yeah, it almost feels German to me. Oh wow, and then we have some what looks to be, I would say, Chinese, and then maybe even some Indonesian or Malay here. But no, I don't think I'm going to let that fool me. I'm pretty sure that this is just like a Chinatown somewhere in Europe. White plates, so not Netherlands. I was thinking Germany. Otherwise, we don't see any mountains or anything, so that would fit. I'm thinking somewhere in Germany. Otherwise, perhaps somewhere in, like, I don't know, like, we don't see any English lettering here apart from Asian stuff, so... Yes, it's not exactly easy. I think I just like Germany here. So I might actually take a look. Let's go in Halle. But let's take a look at some of these cars. We've got a German car here, German car here. Definitely a high frequency of German cars. If it's not Germany, then it's probably going to be nearby. So yeah, I'm going to go central Germany here. And okay, so it was in Budapest. There's not too much to get that off of, other than the fact that there were a lot of nice cars. So definitely felt like it could be a capital city. So that kind of makes sense. Not a bad score, not terrible. Next one, we are in some kind of a city here. Oh, it's very green. Looking here, I was thinking Europe. Now I'm thinking maybe Caribbean. Looks like we're set up for left-hand drive with this stop sign. Okay. Looks like it's probably British influenced, I want to say, just because of this architecture here. So yeah, somewhere in the Caribbean, perhaps. A lot of flags over there, not too helpful though. Okay, so, and then the only other possibility, really, is that we would be somewhere over in the Pacific Ocean. But no, I like somewhere out here. So the question is where. Jamaica, obviously a standard decent answer. I don't mind like something like Trinidad and Tobago or something like that. Of course, we might be speaking more. You know, I could easily see it being something like this. It feels fairly flat, which I think would fit for Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, not too much, actually. It's pretty mountainous there. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, always possible. We can go Kingstown here. I think that's a good shout. It's going to be somewhere like that drives left. And, Paramaribo. Okay, so we were indeed in Suriname, where although that's not a British colony, it's Dutch, they do drive left. And I'm pretty sure that's because historically the Netherlands did drive on the left or something like that. I know Sweden used to, but anyway, 2.5 is fine. Next one. We are loading in here. Okay, so very Long Beach here. Interesting. Driving right. Okay, that makes sense. This one almost has a South American vibe again, but I could easily imagine it being Africa as well. Very colonial architecture. Kind of feels Brazilian almost, one would have to say. Feels like a similar area of the world to the last one. These almost look like black number plates though, so that's kind of confusing. Maybe somewhere just inside the Caribbean again. So we need some kind of bay with a long island here. This is probably findable with more time, but in this like kind of short amount of time that we have, it's tough. It's not there. British version. I don't really know now. I don't really know. So yeah. I mean, this kind of looks like that in San Juan, so I will probably try that at least. In fact, that's the best I'm going to be able to find in time, I'm pretty sure. So is this going to be San Juan? It's possible, but I'm not confident. Ooh, not at all. That makes sense. So it was just Africa, like I said it might be. And that's why it kind of looked Brazilian, because it was Portuguese influenced in Angola. And, you know, if I knew about this peninsula here, which is really cool, in Lobito, then I probably would have gotten it. But because I didn't. So, yeah, definitely a tough one. 12k is a good result for a challenge map, though, guys. Especially a nice one. Well, most of the guesses were in the right area, and this one even I kind of was on the right track. So, can't say I'm too disappointed there. Although, yeah, San Juan was never really going to be correct there. So here's the next one. Zigzag challenge map by Foscor. A good mix of obscure places and wacky stuff he found. No moving, of course. Of course we're playing no moving. That is the way it goes. Okay, so what's the score to beat here? Lots of really high scores for some reason. So I'm wondering if this is very achievable or if just a bunch of people played it over and over until they got good scores. So that's the question here. First one doesn't really feel like the type of one you could get a super good score on, but we'll see, I guess. So Russian number plates. OA, I'm not really sure if that's actually going to help us much at all. Yeah, definitely somewhere in Russia. So I'm just trying to get a vibe on the climate here. Almost reminds me of like Ukrainian buildings. So I'm thinking somewhere perhaps near the border. But otherwise it's not entirely clear where to go here. Could be anywhere along Russia. Could even be Asian, to be honest. But I kind of like something like here or... Yeah, it's going to be like Volgograd could be a decent shout here, I can imagine. Not really sure. Yeah, let's go for that. It's going to be somewhere in Russia, but who knows where. I guess is the Kaliningrad. That's why it looks so European. Okay, so then we were in Baltiinsk. No? Baltiisk. Okay, so got there in the end. Sometimes those Russian words do trip me up. 1k score though. So next one is, so yeah, I don't think these 25ks were actually legitimate because these ones are very difficult rounds. Okay, so we have Stalin, Lenin, and Stalin again, unless I'm mistaking that. I think there's two Stalins here, interestingly. And yeah, Lenin in the middle missing his arm, but let's not focus on that too much. These people definitely look Caucasian of some kind. So yeah, in the Soviet world again, perhaps this time. A little bit of Cyrillic, maybe? Hard to tell. So I think in Bulgaria for this one. Otherwise, like Moldova or something like that. Ooh, they could be out of place. It almost feels, well, it's quite a warm climate. So maybe it could be like Tbilisi or something like that, or like Bulgaria or something like that. I could easily imagine it being either of those. Yeah, I kind of like Tbilisi here. Just because I know like a lot of Soviet influence over there as well. So let's find out. Oh man, so it was Tirana. So yeah, I was kind of on the right like track there, kind of right latitude of the other two countries I was talking about. Would have been better off in Bulgaria, of course, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know in that type of situation where you don't have much to go off of. Next one, we've got a guy, okay, looking American, I must say. Oh wow, we're inside the jaws of something here. We are right-hand driving, so yeah, probably USA or Canada. Lots of yellow road markings, that's for sure. Fairly flat, but some hills in the background. I was thinking like Idaho or something like this, or I don't know, just kind of reminds me of like a central, like Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, Idaho kind of town, this one. That is my impression of it, but I could be totally wrong, of course. I kind of like Idaho because it kind of feels fairly northern. So what about Idaho for wisdom? Would they have anything like that there? Otherwise, yeah, I could see it, to be honest. I mean, do we have hills in the north of the town? Not so much. So who knows if the compass is right, but maybe we should pick one where it's more like that. So, Chubbuck, I guess. I don't really know. So, well, to be honest, looking at this, it's quite green though. So it could even be much further south. We'll find out in a sec. It's not okay. So Calgary, not even. So we're in Drumheller. And how close are we to Medicine Hat? So Drumheller, good distance from Medicine Hat, my favorite town in Alberta. But yeah. We were actually on the right longitude here, but yeah, latitude completely off. Next one. So I wonder if that's like a famous place, that one. So next one, we have Yellow Plate here. Ooh, okay, so initially, well, I'm not really sure for this one. Okay, we seem to have the kind of sticker that you would have on the mainland of Malaysia here, but these number plates are not Malaysian, so that's probably why he chose this round. I mean, seems a little baity. So maybe Myanmar. Where's the steering wheel? Steering wheel probably on the right-hand side, so yeah, maybe this one is, well, let's look at these people. They look quite like subcontinental. I can imagine this being somewhere in India as well. So what about these islands over here? I could easily imagine it being that, especially because we've got like a bay right here. Could be like, just trying to see where people might actually live like that, something like that, something like this. So yeah, it's a tough call, but these kind of remind me maybe of Indian number plates, and these guys kind of look Indian as well. So let's see. Ooh, hey, that is a sick guess. I'm learning, man. So hey, this might be slightly misplaced because I can't see that water. So you know, we may have actually been closer than I thought there. That's insane, man. Okay, so very nice, very clean. This one looks kind of Tunisian, or like, okay, we've got official coverage here, which is kind of rare. I think this one is not Tunisian, but going to be somewhere over here or in the Azores. So I'm just trying to think which kind of architecture it looks like more. Got a short antenna here. I think it looks more like what I've seen in the Azores, or maybe, no, probably Azores, I think. It's very dry though. So where's like the biggest city here? Because we actually have to be quite urban. So maybe in here, yeah. I don't know if it's quite urban enough to get like kind of this, like this tightly packed village like we've got going on where we are right now. Okay, so maybe this. So we could be on a road like that. I can see this. I can see a road like this being it. We're kind of on an angle though, which is unfortunate because it means that none of these are possible. What about this one here? I mean, yeah, it's not right, but yeah, I kind of feel like we're going to be on one of these islands. Let's see. Okay, so it was just Canaries, damn. Right, the north of the Canaries at least, but yeah, there we go, that's more. Yeah, I probably should have gone over here just because there's more towns, and the Azores kind of probably got a lot less people than the Canaries, at least I imagine so. So yeah, 10,000, another good effort, I would say, another good effort. 4 average guesses and 1 really, really banging guess. So yeah, you can see like decent effort there. So next one's called Zigzag, by C1MC. And the top scorer is Chuma, who's got 13,000, and everyone else kind of getting significantly less, so should be a tough one, I imagine. But I like the name. I like the name of the map. This one is looking like American influence, driving right. Long antenna. Thinking of my normal Geoguessr meta here. Short number plates. That's the thing that makes me think this might be like a Pacific island or something like that. Double yellows. So yeah, so I was thinking maybe Palau for this one. That's kind of something that struck me. Double yellows, short number plates, very green, hilly. Kind of reminds me, definitely could be like somewhere up in Palau here. Unfortunately, Palau's a tiny country, so you're really like hedging your bets when you go here. But I still think I kind of like it just because, you know, it kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if they have front plates in Palau though. Wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. Regardless, I think I'm gonna go for it. Let's see. Okay, so this one was actually just in Puerto Rico. But why were there front number plates? Interesting. Maybe I just couldn't quite see them, but normally in Puerto Rico you don't have front number plates. That's interesting. This stubby antenna is strange. So wooden poles. So this is not the Latin American stubby antenna, because the Latin American one has only like one coil on it, and this one has 4. Oh, and look at all these little blurs everywhere. That's so interesting. I think it's like seeing faces. Well, that's so freaky, man. I think it's seeing faces inside the... Dude, I'm not thinking about around that right now. I'm just thinking about how Google has detected all these little faces through all these shadows, and it's just blurring them. That's so strange. Okay, where's the sun? Where's the sun? Sun is to the south in northern hemisphere. I think you sometimes get this antenna in the USA, so that's where I'll put my marker. Just trying to think. Yeah, wasn't it also Cambodia where you have this kind of antenna with the 4 like bits on it like that? Unfortunately, this looks more like North America to me, so I'm gonna leave my marker there. Okay, yeah, Hawaii, that makes sense. I should have known that because it was very volcanic, so that should have been an easy round, but I was very distracted at the same time. Okay, whatever. We're on 4 points so far, so we got a lot of coming back to do. Family, rock, grass, ferns. I don't know. I think Baltic, just based on the trees and stuff. I'm just gonna go Baltic here. Latvia. Let's go. No, this one was in northern Iran. I'm sorry to the Persian Empire guy who always comments on my videos these days. That was not a good Iranian guess. I fully admit that. I probably could have gotten that, but at the same time, it was very rural, so I just started to go quickly. This one's a bit more official coverage. This time we have the Guam thing, so we're in Guam. Notre Dame High School. This one looks quite Australian. Like, it looks like quite a, almost feels like Queensland or something like that, which is pretty cool, but I know we're in Guam, so at least we get some guaranteed points here. Good to know your little metas that make life easier. So Notre Dame, I suppose we could find it. If it reveals itself to me quickly, I will guess there, of course. Yeah, Guam is just one island, right? Yeah. It's just going downtown Guam. Okay, so a little further south here. There's Notre Dame High School. Okay, so last round of this seed then. We do have some snow coverage. Somewhere up in some mountains. The mountains are very tall. Reminds me of Canada, I must say. I think this will be Canada in the It's going to be somewhere in the Rockies, I think. Definitely reminds me of that. But it could be very far north, to be honest. This could be like Alaska as well. So I'm thinking of just going somewhere super obscure out here. Of course, it is like a, what do you call this when there's like a, what do you call this here? A lake. It is some kind of a lake with an island in the middle, so we could probably find that. There's one. I don't know if it's that far to north, to be honest. I remember like this one near Vancouver that we went to. Like this or something. But this one's not big enough. So maybe it's nearby there. I don't know, that's like, I have like been to places similar, so I don't really know. Let's just hedge in the middle, shall we? Let's find out. I think we're gonna be close-ish. Nice, okay, so it ends up being in Crater Lake National Park, which is definitely a cool place, and there's Wizard Island, very cool. And what about these other ones, not named? Sad. But Wizard Island. Just trying to think, does it look like a wizard at all? Not really, unless that's his big nose. But yeah, that's a cool ass location, man. I like that. So 6.2k with one giveaway and the rest kind of bad guesses apart from this one. But yeah, it wasn't the Rocky Mountains roughly. I guess these are kind of the Rockies. I can't remember what these ones would exactly be called. Probably also still part of the Rockies, I guess. But 6.2k is still fine, and now we're playing for Zigzag by Coco. So let's give it a go. Okay, so first one is Blue Ocean here. Got some holiday goers. Interesting. Houses look quite like thatched roofs, almost African looking, I would say. But we're in like a bay here, so I'm thinking of like Mozambique. Like whenever I see something like this for tourism, I'm thinking Mozambique, Tanzania, Angola. Something like that, right? So I think Mozambique is actually a good shout here if we can find a few islands like that. So we need islands where there's also like you know what I'm saying? We need islands where there's also like a lot of tourism. So I can't find the touristy section yet. Yeah, so a lot of these beaches are not even in use apparently. So I was kind of thinking it was somewhere around here. Okay. So something like this, maybe. Yeah, I can easily see it being around here. But that's just a guess. It's going to be somewhere in Africa, I'm pretty sure. But whereabouts, I'm not sure. Let's go. Wow, okay, Venezuela, not even. So, well, it actually might be. I'm not sure who owns this island. I think it must be Venezuelan. Island, the Toruga. Interesting. So, someone can tell me about that in the comments. Regardless, we pulled 0 pointer for the first score. I've yet to get 0 points on a challenge I was trying in, so let's hope that doesn't happen today. This one is like some old brick, 1888. This could be, it could almost be Australian or South African or something, I would say. Just because 1888, this building looks like it was made in poor times, if you know what if you kind of catch my drift. Could be Africa or, yeah, Australia or something like that, I think. 1888 could easily be Australia, but the trees aren't quite right. So I think I will, like, I don't know if it could just be like somewhere in the outback of South Africa or something like that. I could really see that, to be honest. Something like near Newcastle or Johannesburg or something. Are these like trees birch trees though? Some of them almost feel like they might be. In which case I'm not really sure what the architecture says about it though. There's not too many places. It looks quite Australian, it really does. So USA maybe? 1888 is a really interesting clue. Let's see where it is. I like South Africa. No, so North America, Saskatchewan. Okay, just out in the middle of nowhere here. Stone Church Cemetery. And wow, in the middle of nowhere. Who even goes to this church? Because look, I mean, there's one, like, this is not even a town. This is barely a town. So who goes to this church? You must have to drive an hour to get there. Interesting. Why did they build it there? Whoops. I did not mean to exit that. Okay, we'll get 0 points on those 2 rounds. Okay, so this one, yeah, obviously here. So we got 0 points and 0 points. Let's see. The next one's going to be another, oh, a black screen. Okay, no, good. This one, we've got like a fire pit here. Oh, a big dam. Damn. Trying to think here. What do these trees look like? Off the bat, it's going to be somewhere obscure, but I'm not sure you'd have, like, this dam is very, like, well, like, maintained. It looks like a very, like, wealthy kind of place because of it, you know? I know it's that famous dam in Paraguay, which is why you get a little bit of coverage there. I can't remember which side it's on, if it's here or in Asunción, but yeah, probably here. But I don't think we're there. But I guess that's my first thought, just because I know there's one there. I think just North America somewhere, but the trees don't really strike me as North American. So maybe just somewhere out in here. That's the best I can think of, to be honest. This could be like Caribbean as well, but I don't know which country it would have. So, oh wow, Russia. In Talakan. And that is quite simply a fascinating round. I never would have guessed there. To be fair, there was very few clues, but you'd have to be like a damn expert to get that, I feel like. So we are on track for a 0 score here. Oh no, we got 1 score, thank goodness. Okay. This one is interesting, like in some kind of a swamp area. A lot of like rubbish around the spot, so that's interesting. But I don't really know, like Southeast Asia or something like that. Oh, we got like a house peeking through these groves here. I can imagine it being like Cambodia or Vietnam, kind of like Vietnam. Yeah, I think I'll go for that, but yeah, this could be anywhere, to be honest. Okay, so, Maldives. I did not think that was going to be Maldives. So, yeah, I guess so. I guess that is probably correctly placed. We get 123 points, so, I mean, better than most of our attempts so far. So this one, where was it again? That was in Venezuela, so, final round here for redemption, really. This kid looking out into the ocean. I like West Coast. Immediately I like West Coast US. Or like California, like Northern California or something like that. Yeah, like something like that. I can easily imagine that being here. So that the compass would kind of confirm that kind of area. So I'm just looking here, something like that. So yeah, I don't see anything else out in the distance. All we got is this kid. Looks like he's pulling a grin, maybe. And another person down here. Yeah, I like USA. Let's go for it. Come on, baby. Be good, be good. No, not too bad. I was going to say it looked like Vancouver. So I kind of thought it looked like Stanley Park. I kind of thought it looked like walking through here. But I've just had so many like Californian challenge map rounds that I kind of thought I was better. But instead we're all the way down here at Point Roberts. So Lily Point Marine Reserve. The compass was wrong, unfortunately, so that also didn't help. But yeah, that was actually, oh, that was in the US as well, not even Canada. So yeah, I've watched a video about this little community down here, who have to drive like a couple of hours through, or like an hour through Canada to get back into the US. So that is in Washington State. There you have it. I got the right country streak of 1. All right, so I think this is our last one. Oh, what do we get in the end there? We got 2,000, so respectable last guess apart from all the rest. So this one, we will be doing Acryl, and he's got a one for us called Zigzag Challenge Map 2. No moving, please. Of course we won't. And so let's see how we go on this one. So this one, first round here. I know this one. I mean, I know this area. This one's going to be in the McMurdo. Yeah, McMurdo Station. It's going to be somewhere along these roads here. I was exploring there the other day, just out of curiosity mostly. And look at these massive snowmobiles. Pretty cool. So can we get a 5K here? Looks like we've got kind of like a, yeah, it could be something like that. And then down to our south here. Yeah, so we could be on something like that. Otherwise, we're going to be somewhere around here. Regardless, 250 meters, nice. So it was a smaller road here, but 4999 is a great start. And the next one, we're from the sky. Okay, so we got some, perhaps US, Paraguayan, Uruguayan pilots here. Will we be in Uruguay? I mean, we've got like the mouth of a river here. Is this 5Kable? If this is 5Kable, then it's a pretty cool round. Some kind of mouth of a river like that. So it's not, okay, so we could be right here. Could that be separating the two countries? We don't have any islands, though. So maybe I do prefer this one just for the moment. Which one was it? Maybe it was that one. Okay, so looking further here. Yeah, I don't see any others in Uruguay that actually fit here. So it's probably going to be here. But that one has an island. That's the problem. Or over here, which also has islands. And they're split in half. Did not know that. Argentina, okay. So Argentina gets this bit, and Uruguay gets that bit. Interesting. Wow. Maybe I'll just guess there, just because it's a cool spot. But this could easily be on the other side of the world, so let's find out. Okay, so this one was down here. So this was in Antarctica? Okay, so also in Antarctica. There's some bases down here. There's actually a proper road. We've got the Trinity Church, Antarctica. Quite interesting. 600 points. Next one. Okay, so looking down on somewhat of a city here. What does this say? Something ending A. Okay, AC. Very hard to read, actually. So let's take a look at the locals. Okay, so a bit of a mix of ethnicities. I feel like this guy kind of looks more subcontinental. This guy looks more African. So these guys. So maybe Caribbean. Black number plate as well. Okay, so some kind of a bay for a capital city here. Granada doesn't... Well, Granada could work. Okay, looking for other, like, kind of bay. It has to be mountainous and in a bay. I always start looking from the south. I don't really know why that is, but... Okay, so this city here kind of almost has the right vibe about it. No, I changed my mind. I like the original better. Where was it? Granada? Going there. I'm going there. Oh no. This one was in Indonesia. Okay, so I thought those guys looked really African. Must be the case that that is just the phenotype typical of the New Guineans or Papuans, I meant to say. So yeah, really interesting one there. I'm sure some people recognize that little town. It's probably one of the bigger ones in the whole island, to be honest. I can't really think of any, like... So Sarong, also pretty decently sized, but yeah, very cool island. Wish there was some Google coverage there. Regardless, we get a score of 0. Next one, big mountains, rivers flowing through. Southern China immediately comes to mind here. We've got like bridges coming up. I mean, stairs coming up here. Northern China, maybe because of these pines though. So maybe somewhere in northern China. You have to have like a big river running through as well. Something like this could easily be the case. I feel like I think it's probably green enough at that area of the country. Maybe even something like this. Yeah, I think somewhere in China for this like kind of like rock face mixed with like big forests, you know. But there's not a person in sight, which does kind of make you wonder if it is China. But the place I've clicked is pretty rural, so well, there's a road running along it though. Damn. Okay, so maybe over here then. Let's go there. Okay, 800 k's away is a pretty good result, I would say. So we're near Chongqing. Yeah, 2.7k is good. Okay, so last one here. Looking to be on some kind of a beach. Okay, so we've got like mix of ethnicities, pretty white, a lot of white people. Maybe somewhere in, yeah, it could easily be somewhere in Europe. Question is though, would we have this many palms? Holiday makers of some kind, but the question is, how far do they travel? Yeah, definitely kind of like, a lot of these guys have a European style about them, I would say. So some kind of European destination. Lots of like, interesting. This like looks a little colder climate. Some of these weeds, I would say. So that's interesting. Where's the sun? Sun appears to be more to the north, but yeah, kind of hard to tell. So maybe Southern Hemisphere here, but whereabouts would it be in Southern Hemisphere? Okay, so maybe it's like South America. Could be like somewhere down here. I don't really know where people would go for holidays, but I don't really know if the beaches are good down there. I've run out of time though. Let's see. It kind of looks Southern Hemisphere to me. Okay, not at all. So that was in Lebanon, near Tripoli in Lebanon. And this was an island called the Palm Islands Nature Reserve. So Palm Island. Wow. So a tough last round there. We got one good guess, one okay guess, one more decent guess, and two bad ones. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you guys making it to the end of the video. I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Do submit more fan maps, give the video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.